Hi everybody, it's Philippe de Brouwers here and a huge warm welcome to my channel. I help people get better at dance and I specialise in West Coast swing and solo dance with influences in styles like hip hop, contemporary, ballet, house, hip hop, dancehall and more. And in today's video we're going to look at some small changes for big results in West Coast swing. So let's jump into it. And so our first tip for small changes that make big differences is consider pitch as leader or follower. So pitch is not necessarily about putting the weight towards the balls of the feet, in my opinion. It's more about at the hips hinging like this. So we're not saying do this, but we're thinking about if I go in my third position as a leader, hinging like this at the hips. So we have imagine there's a broom from the top of your head down to the bottom of your spine, and the broom's always in contact with the back. So if I do this, the broom's now coming out of contact from here, or if I do a hunch shoulders, the broom is now coming out of contact here. So I'm thinking about everything moving as one. So that creates a more, what people would say, a more swing look, and it might give you more movement and more control and have more, I don't know, like a swing look as you're dancing as a leader or as a follower. So here I'm in my third position followers and I'm hinging, creating that pitch there, and now as I come forward, so my one and the 2, 3 and the 4. I love doing this as a follower. There we are. For your second tip now, you might want to also think about how are you finishing in your anchor position. When we finish our third position, I'll do this now as a follower. I'm in my third position. Some followers might anchor and go 5 and then they finish in the second position, or the foot finishes in front. But we want to finish with that foot behind as a basic. Of course, you can change it up in different positions and so on as you're adding that spice, but as a basic we want to finish in that third position with the left foot behind the right, which is nice and stable as you do your stretching. Leaders, similar thing as well. What happens with a lot of leaders is that we might be doing our normal pattern, and on 5 and 6 we might be going 5 and 6 finishing here, or 5 and 6 finishing in a sort of weird position, head here or there, or even side by side. But we want to think about as a basic finishing with that foot behind, so it's a nice anchored position here instead of finishing forwards. Of course, if I want to add a bit of spice, I might be floating my ankle forwards, but then knowing how to shift my body back to create that next lead, for example, or there's various other ways I can do, like hitches and so on, to lead the next pattern. Now for our third tip of small changes to make big differences is our rolling count. So rather than stepping back 1, 2, or as a follower 1, 2, we want to think about the journey from the ball down to the heel being a bit longer, taking its time for and a 1 and a 2, 3 and a 4, and as a follower we're going 1 and a 2 and 3, and so it takes time coming down. It can help you look smoother as you're dancing. Of course, if it's a faster song, you're going to have less time to do that, but it's still a nice concept to keep in mind and to have that rolling look. It makes your weight shifts take more time to really eke out each beat of the pattern as you're doing that. Another great tip as well, I heard Tatiana say this one, is followers, as you're stepping forwards, you kind of your weight is good to have it around the front of the heel at the beginning of each count. So imagine I'm stepping forwards on 1, it's roughly in the front of the heel, and then I'll develop the rest of the weight through towards the ball. So instead of finishing already far forwards with nothing else to go, so it's 1, I can think about 1 and 2 and you can think about stepping the heel or the ball first. It's okay, whichever way is you want to go for. But if it's the ball, obviously it's going to be slightly different, because you don't want to be stepping with your weight at the front of the heel. You're going to be here, but it's still that same idea of transferring that weight very gradually to eke out each count of the pattern. Now for our fourth tip, have a go at playing with angles. So once you feel like you're really good now at creating that stretch, connecting to your partner, for example as a follower on my 4, instead of finishing 4 here, I can think about having my 4 here, which has a nice angle, and if I want to I can open up on 5 and 6, which creates a nice 3D look for the image, rather than finishing square 1, which could be another choice as well. you might want to finish even in this position. So we're now thinking about the angles of where our body is facing. In fact, there's also a video I have on contra body, which is either out now or it's coming out soon. So do check that one out. It'll be linked. And so for leaders, that works in this way as well for us. If I'm doing my anchor step, it'd be 5 and 6. I might want to finish more in a diagonal position rather than being less diagonal, more like this. I can finish in a more diagonal position. I can even do contra body if I want to, turning the shoulder towards the front foot. Check out my video on contra body positions to find out more about that, for example. And that's a nice play on angles. Even as I'm coming forwards or backwards, I can have a diagonal as well, like this. I can play the angles here. For example, doing a sugar push on that diagonal instead of always being square on. Same for you as well, followers, as I'm coming forwards for 1, 2. I might want to think about, oh, I'm going to go on a diagonal, 1, 2. I'm playing like this. So it's under 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm playing with those angles. It makes it really fun. Now, our 5th tip for things to do is have a go expressing the music on your face. So a lot of people are dancing and they might be like this. You know, at least smile as you're dancing, or if it's more of a sad song, you might want to smile. But you might want to express how the music's making you feel, you know, like, oh, and ah, and ooh, yeah. And it might help as well to sing to it as well. They might want to sing the whole song, but if you're singing a song, then at least there's this movement, expression going on in your face. So yeah, expressing how the mood of the song in your face, whether it's like sad or intense or sad or happy and so on, can help as well to express your dance more. Now, we're thinking about contrast in your dancing. So sometimes you might have a dance where the whole thing is like the same speed, or I'm dancing as followers, you know, keeping it the same speed throughout the whole dance, but there might be times we want to have an acceleration, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, or there might be a slingshot. So the leaders, if I'm leading a slingshot from this way around, I might go 1, 2, 3, bah, leading those moments there of acceleration. Or as a follower, you're going to a tuck turn, you might add a bah, and then come around quickly, for example, to add in that acceleration through your own accord or through your partner helping. So you might have moments of being slow into fast, or we might have fast, so we might have fast into slow, so you might go fast into slow. That can add nice contrast into your dancing. For example, if you do a whip with a double outside turn, which is going to be fast, and then you might have a moment where you hold that now and slow it down to create contrast. So for example, imagine I'm doing a whip with a double outside turn, so the follower here on 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7, holding it there for a moment of breathing. And as a leader, when we're leading the follower into moments of acceleration, like we're doing an inside roll with a double outside turn, we might then hit it, but then hold that and let it breathe perhaps, and then go into our next pattern. There's more contrast to that. If I go fast and then slow, there's more contrast than just staying fast all the time. If I'm going slow all the time, or if I go slow to fast and then slow, there's more contrast there. So it adds more inspiration for the person watching and for yourselves. And if you'd like me to teach in your community, you're very welcome to contact me. I'd love to meet you and to help you in your journey. If you like this video, do consider giving it a like. And also do consider subscribing to this channel by clicking on the button below and on that bell icon above. That'll help you get notified when videos are available. I would love to grow a really friendly subscriber community here where people support each other, meet new friends and encourage each other. And so I'd like to wish you all a wonderful day, and don't forget to enjoy your dancing and to go for your dreams. And check out this next video on contra body position and movement in West Coast Swing.